Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about Spider-Man issue number 1. That's right, fans. Highly anticipated book. A lot of people have been waiting for this for a long time, as Miles Morales now is in the main Marvel U. That's right. And the name of the new Marvel universe is not really 616 anymore. It's called, I think, Prime Earth. I think that's what it is. And so this is the first time the readers get to see him interact in this universe in his own book. So this book is written by Brian Michael Bendis. The artwork is done by Sarah Pichelli. Now, if you don't want any spoilers, please read your copy, then come back and see what I thought of this, as I will be talking about some of the spoilers that are happening in this book. However, I can honestly tell you before we start, this is a solid start to this series, and I am looking forward to reading this going forward. Alright, so with that being said, let's talk about the artwork in this book. Sarah Pichelli's artwork is great, coupled by the colors. Really nice as you get to see this 2-page spread by this villain called Blackheart. We get to see good facial expressions. Genki's looking a little large these days. You get to see some nice flashbacks that happen through Miles's head, and they make it very cartoony, which I think is really good. Kind of relates back to, I guess, the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon in a way. I love everyone's facial expressions in the book. It really brings the characters to life, and it really pulls you into the story. The paneling was really great, and I just love all the action scenes in here too, as we get to see, you know, school buses and cars flying through the streets, and we get to see all kinds of action scenes with his Avenger friends. And so, yeah, really cool looking book. So what did I think about the actual story? So let's recap it a bit. Alright, so the first things first is you wind up talking about New York, what's going on today, and it goes on to the present as Miles is fighting this crazy creature by the name of Blackheart, and he is Mephisto's, I think it's son, I think it is. And I was like, okay, I didn't realize he had his son, but he does. And so he starts fighting him. But before you get into that crazy action, you start seeing the life of Miles Morales. And what this book did a nice job of is balancing between Miles Morales and Spider-Man. So you get to see two sides of the character, which I really enjoyed. And you get to see him kind of picking up a date, you know, trying to hook up with this hot girl. And he's talking with Genki, and he's like, yeah, she's hot, you know, and Genki's like, well, that doesn't make a good, you know, a good partner for you, you know. He's like, maybe you should go out with, like, what's her name, Bombshell. And he's like, well, Bombshell is not the kind of person I would go out with, you know. She's like exploding, got fingers, you know, bombs coming out of her fingers and stuff like that. So it was a good character interactions between these two, and the relationship between these two best friends are just priceless, and this book wouldn't be the same without them in this series. So as the issue progresses, you find out that Miles is struggling, kind of like Miss Marvel did when you know, he's being a superhero. He's failing in his classes. He used to get B's and A's. Miles' mom is back alive now in this book based off of the events in Secret Wars. And so he's talking with his mom, and his mom's like, are you doing drugs? And he's like, drugs? I'm not doing drugs. His dad gets on the phone, and he sits there, and he goes, he's like, yeah, I'll handle it, Dad. He's like, oh, I'll take care of it. And then his wife was like, really? That's it? That's all you're going to say? He's like, yeah, yelling and screaming is not going to help him. He's like, it's not going to turn around overnight. So it was really cool. So you get to see those struggles again throughout school. He doesn't know what's going on in his class projects when it comes to his reading assignments, and then all of a sudden the action picks up. So now this is when the book really switches over from Miles Morales to Spider-Man, and we get to see him do, I guess, what you would think is his first adventures, because it seems like this book takes place right after Secret Wars, where the other books took place 8 months after, because now that you have the revelation of Secret Wars and you know what happened, now you can kind of these books can take place right after this event. So you see him go on, he's following the fire trucks, and he sees the Avengers battling against this dark creature. And the one thing I didn't like about this book as he's battling through these Avengers is that all of these Avengers that is battled, the Vision, Captain America, who else is ever involved in this battle? This dark character, Blackheart, just single-handedly takes care of them. And Miles Morales, on the other hand, just winds up beating him by using his Venom Shock or whatever it's called, his power that he has, and Venom Blast, that's what it is. And so he winds up sending him off to the dimension, and the creature just gives up, and he's like, I will return, and that is the end of the battle. And I was kind of like, really? But the thing that makes up for this, now again, this is a huge spoiler if you guys don't want to see this, is that Spider-Man just sits there and he goes, what did you do? So he says it on the first page here, and then on the next page he's like, oh, and he loves him, he's like, what did you do? And so these two cross paths, I think, maybe for the first time here. So I'm not 100% sure, but this is, I think, when Peter starts to train Miles. I think we'll find out in future issues. So, yeah, honestly, this dark creature beating Thor, I don't see it. That's why with Miles beating this creature, that was the problem that I had with the issue. But overall, I thought the issue was really good. The artwork is nice. The writing was really good. It balances nice between the grounded life of Miles and his counterpart Spider-Man. And I love the cliffhanger of him interacting with Peter. And Peter's going to have to deal with Miles, hopefully train him on being the Spider-Man in New York. So definitely looking forward to future issues in here. So after reading this one, I got to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Again, the part where he beat the villain, that took off a half a star for me. But nevertheless, definitely pick this one up, guys, if you haven't yet. And if you never read Miles before, you really get to see his personality in this book really shine. And Brian Michael Bendis really knows how to write the character because he's been writing them forever. So again, guys, pick this one up. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Guys, that is it. So hopefully until that next comic book review, you guys will check out Comic Book Corner Old School, where I review old school comics. You can check out Comic Frontline as I do more reviews over there. And fans, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And until the next comic book review, take care, guys. Bye.